What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another video. Today we're going to be doing my Premier League predictions ahead of a midweek full calendar of Premier League fixtures coming out, as we always have at the beginning of December. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. You can find them in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave a thumbs up as well if you are enjoying the content. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts with your predictions for this match day number 15 in the Premier League. Just having a look back to last week, JSGC, I did better than the week before, which is good. We got 6 correct results, no correct scores, and 4 incorrect predictions, which isn't too bad. I have scored myself a 3 out of 10 though, because we do have high standards, and not getting any correct scores I think is pretty poor. Now, we had a pretty good Saturday in terms of predictions. Arsenal won 2-1. I had that down as a 3-0 Arsenal win. Brentford won 3-1. I had that down as a 2-0 win. Burnley won 5-0 in a very impressive home victory over Sheffield United, which I had down as a 2-1 Burnley victory. Nottingham Forest Everton, I had that down as a 2-2 draw, finished 1-0 Everton. And in the evening kickoff, I had Newcastle United to win by 2-1, and that finished 1-0 Newcastle instead. So not too far off with some of them. On to the Sunday, not so great. Bournemouth Aston Villa, I had an Aston Villa win by 2-1, finished 2-2. Chelsea, I had a Chelsea win 2-1, finished 3-2. I had a Liverpool victory 4-0 against Fulham, finished 4-3. I got the 4 right there. West Ham Crystal Palace, I had a West Ham victory 2-1, finished 1-1. So again, not too far off with a couple of them. And then in the final game of matchday number 14, Manchester City taking on Tottenham Hotspur, I had a City 3-1 victory, which ended up being surrounded in controversy and finishing 3-3. So that's in the past. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to matchday number 15. Got a couple of games taking place on Tuesday. We're going to start off by speaking about Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Burnley, and I'm going to go with a 2-0 Wolves victory here. Burnley picked up a great victory against Sheffield United. Wolves, very good at Molineux. I'll be surprised if Wolves don't beat Burnley. I think they're too strong for Burnley. I think they win this game, and I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Wolves. In the other game taking place on Tuesday, and I was umming and ahhing about what to do with this one, it's Luton Town taking on Arsenal. Now, I've stuck safe and I've gone with a 2-1 victory for Arsenal, but I was really umming and ahhing between a 1-1 draw, because it's the kind of game that Luton relish. The fans and the players are well up for the top teams coming to Kenilworth Road and them digging deep to try and spring a surprise result. It's what Luton have done so far this season, and they've done it very well. It wouldn't surprise me Tuesday night if they end up taking something from Arsenal in that game as well, but I've stuck safe and I've gone with a 2-1 Arsenal victory. Now, moving on to Wednesday, we've got 6 matches taking place. We're going to start with Brighton taking on Brentford. I'm going with Brighton to win by 2-1. I think Brighton, decent home team, will look to try and get back to winning ways. Brentford, decent team as well. I wouldn't rule out Brentford taking something off Brighton. I'm sticking with a home victory though. I'm going with a 2-1 win there for Brighton. Crystal Palace, they're taking on AFC Bournemouth, and again sticking with the home victory here. JSGC playing it very safe this week, trying to get my scores up. I'm going with a 1-0 victory for Crystal Palace over Bournemouth. I think Crystal Palace will win that game. Fulham taking on Nottingham Forest. I've gone with a 2-0 victory for Fulham. I was impressed with how they played against Liverpool. They were very unlucky not to take something away from Anfield. Very nearly got the 3 points. Probably should have had at least a point, ended up going away with nothing. So they need to use their performance as motivation and take confidence from that. I think they'll be too strong for Forest, and I think Fulham win by 2-0. Now, you've got Sheffield United taking on Liverpool. Sheffield United, to me, looking a little bit dead and buried. I don't see them taking anything off Liverpool, currently sitting second in the Premier League. So I'm going for a 3-1 victory there for Liverpool. Aston Villa taking on Manchester City, arguably the tie of match day number 15. Huge pressure on Manchester City, dropping points in the last 3 Premier League games. Chelsea away. Liverpool at home, Tottenham Hotspur at home, City just not being clinical, not sorting themselves out defensively. Aston Villa have got great home form. I'm going with a 1-1 draw here because I think these two teams are going to cancel each other out. I don't think there's going to be a winner between them two. But to me, Manchester City, they need to win that game. They need to turn up. They need to put in a good performance. They need to get their season back on track because the longer that City take this run of dropping points, the more Arsenal and Liverpool are going to take confidence at the top of the Premier League. We know how good Manchester City can be, and their fixture schedule just not getting any easier on Wednesday with an away match against Aston Villa. I couldn't rule out Aston Villa picking up the win. I couldn't rule out Manchester City picking up the win. Rodri, Jack Grealish, though, they're suspended. I'm going with a 1-1. Manchester United on the final game of Wednesday taking on Chelsea at Old Trafford. I thought about putting a 0-0 for this. I just wasn't impressed with United against Newcastle. They created nothing. They didn't do anything. Chelsea, they've been very hit and miss, very inconsistent. Sometimes they can be really good. Sometimes they can be really poor. I don't really know what Chelsea's going to turn up at Old Trafford. I'm thinking they're going to turn up and want to put a point across to everybody, which is why I've gone with a 2-1 victory and putting more pressure onto Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. Now, moving on to the final couple of games on Thursday, you've got Everton taking on Newcastle. Newcastle will take a lot of confidence from their performance against PSG last midweek in the Champions League. They may not have got the win that they were looking for, but they took a point in Paris. They took that momentum into their home match against Manchester United, outplayed them, should have beaten them by more. But they won the game and they managed to keep a clean sheet as well, and that's all that matters. I think they'll take confidence, and I think they win again in this match away at Everton, 2-1 to Newcastle. In the final game I want to speak about is Tottenham Hotspur taking on West Ham United. Tottenham, they've got a lot of injuries. They've just started to end that losing streak and starting just to turn their form around. They picked up a really good point away at the Etihad against Manchester City. They need to use that now to pick up the 3 points. There's no point getting a really good point at the Etihad to then have a home match against West Ham 4 days later and lose that game. Makes it pointless in my opinion. Spurs, pressure there, need to win that game. All expectation on Spurs now. They've showed that they've got the quality. They've shown that they're digging deep. They've shown that they've got what it takes to be able to get themselves out of this little sticky situation with not great form and loads of injuries. They need that win against West Ham, and I think they will. I think it'll be narrow. I'm going with a 90th minute winner for Tottenham, and I'm going for a 2-1 victory there for them. So they're my thoughts for this week's Premier League predictions. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your predictions for these games. Also, don't forget as well to check out my social media links. You can find them in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave a thumbs up as well. That would be much appreciated. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And I'll be back again real soon with plenty more football content for you guys to enjoy. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.